in favor of the rules package will say aye.
People yelling aye want the rules adopted as they are.
Say no. The
Shouting
opinion
right
of the
now.
chair, the ayes have it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we mentioned earlier, that was actually the second vote, and that, just stopped the anti-Trump movement basically dead in its tracks, and it was actually stopped because of that vote and the fact that not enough states had objected. So anyway, joining us now is Tom DeLay, former Republican congressman, of course, from the great state of Texas, former U.S. House Majority Leader. Hello, Congressman.
Hello, Steve.
All right.
Great day.
Great. Well, all right. Tell me why.
Well, I don't know. I just love a little rumpus in the convention. I enjoy that. I like seeing it.
Well, you
But
know,
I think the Trump people need to worry about that vote. I mean, what you got to look at is that huge no that came off the floor of the convention. That tells me that there's a lot of unhappy people in that hall.
Yeah, well, you know, it's interesting because CNN not only said that their headline was, or their banner was chaos on the convention floor. I'd hardly say that was chaos. But also, they implied that everybody who voted no and wanted to see the rules voted on was an anti-Trumpster. And Ken Cuccinelli came forward on CNN and said, "Boy, you people had it wrong. You had a banner up that said anti-Trump." And he said, "I'm not anti-Trump. I'm voting for Trump. I said I would support the nominee. I'm supporting Trump." He wanted it. So a lot of people wanted to do it for the future way the convention is run, looking forward to 4 years from now.
Well, let me just speak to that real quickly. First of all, I am tired of the Republican parties nominating what I call 30%ers. The way the rules are now, you get 30% of the vote in many of the states, you get all the delegates. That shouldn't be. The second is, this is a party function. The Republicans should nominate their candidate for the general election, not allowing independents in, not allowing Democrats to cross over and come in and screw around with the Republican nomination process. That's what that was all about. And these rules have to be changed because 60% of the Republicans this year did not vote for Trump. And yet he's the nominee. He only got about 40% of the vote, a little over 40% of the vote.
True.
So,
but he did. But
it's got to be stopped.
But he did get more votes than any other Republican nominee, and of course there were so many candidates running for so long. So you know it's a kind of a double-edged sword. But let me ask you this: you've never been rah-rah about Donald Trump, certainly. I know you like Mike Pence, and I wonder how you feel about Trump going forward. Are you supporting him? Will you vote for him?
I don't know yet. I'm going to watch and see what happens. There's a lot to come. There's a lot about Donald Trump that is probably in Hillary's opposition research that I want to see what it is. Before I endorse Trump and put my name on his next election, I think there's a lot more that needs to be watched. But right now, I'm very happy about Pence being nominated. It shows me that the Trump people understand that they've got a problem on their hands. The conservative movement is not supporting Trump, and he needs to bring these people into the fold, and Pence does that.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. I think Pence goes a long way towards doing that. But again, and you know, we've had this friendly disagreement over and over again. You know that if people don't vote for Trump, if Republicans don't go for Trump, it increases the likelihood of Hillary Clinton winning. So no matter what Hillary could have in her Oppo research, what could be worse than what we not only know about Hillary, but what we know the court would look like under Hillary and what that would mean for the Second Amendment, parts of the First Amendment, and God knows what else.
Well, first of all, what I'm trying to do is to get down ballot good, strong, conservative, constitutional leaders to be elected to this House and to the Senate. So it doesn't matter who is president, the Senate can control that. First of all, there's nothing in the Constitution that says you have to have 9 justices.
Right.
So we can go another 4 years with 8.
Oh, but Congressman, I agree. But you think Mitch McConnell and wouldn't be bending over backwards, saying whatever you want, Madam President? Are you kidding me?
No, that's exactly what is happening. That's why I say that the conservative movement needs to focus on putting people in that Senate.
Oh, okay, that would vote her nominees down. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, because the president doesn't appoint justices. He nominates them.
Right.
It's the Senate that gives them their job.
Right. Well, that's interesting. All right, let's quickly, these horrific police shootings, and I got to tell you, I want you to hear something that Barack Obama said today about yesterday about Black Lives Matter. Listen.
There were times when activists might have engaged in rhetoric that was overheated and occasionally counterproductive. But the point was to raise issues so that we as a society could grapple with them. The same was true with the civil rights movement and the union movement and the environmental movement and the anti-war movement during Vietnam. And I think what you're seeing now is part of that long-standing tradition.
So he thinks Black Lives Matter is part of the long-standing tradition of protesters and protesting. I just think he continues to send a very, very dangerous message.
Well, Steve, the president has blood on his hands. These cops' blood are on his hands. There is no way that a president of the United States should support anybody that calls for the death of cops, that walks in the streets calling for the death of cops. He should be condemning Black Lives Matter for what they're doing. He should be investigating people that are inciting riots and inciting the killing of cops, rather than trying to excuse their behavior. Their whole narrative is absolutely wrong. There is no statistic anywhere that shows that as a trend or as a worldview, the cops in this country are biased or racist or go after blacks just because they're blacks. There is nothing that shows that is the case. And for the President of the United States to support what Black Lives Matter is doing is going to cause more deaths amongst our cops in this country.
Congressman, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, and we also we need to mention that the congressman has a brand new book out, and I should have mentioned it at the beginning, but it's called Revival, Revolution, Rebirth, a radical call from the former majority leader of the United States House of Representatives. There it was on your TV screen, Revival, Revolution, and Rebirth. So pick it up. If you love Tom DeLay like we do here, you're going to want to read that absolutely. Now,